You may have noticed some red scarves around the Niagara region this week. That's because it's AIDS Awareness Week. Here from Positive Living Niagara, we have the Executive Director, Glen Walker, joining us on The Source. Welcome, Glen.
Well, thank you very much.
AIDS
I really
Awareness
appreciate you
Week,
having me.
November 24th to December 1st. What are some of the things that Positive Living is involved in to mark this event?
So what we do every year during this week is we have a number of events, including flag raisings, our Red Scarf campaign. We've got Let's Talk About PrEP webinars coming up. We're also doing coffee outside in the Queenston neighborhood on Monday the 30th, where we're really trying to partner with our community members, and we're sharing coffee, we're handing out scarves. And of course, we also have World AIDS Day, which is December the 1st. And at 6 o'clock at night, we're going to be airing our AIDS Vigil. Normally, it's an in-person event, but of course, this year we're going to do a virtual session with this. And it's really to highlight the fact that we do have a significant problem continuing with the stigma associated with HIV. People are so afraid to even talk about having it. Even to this day, we have a lot of people doing a number of things that are putting them at risk, including injection drug use. And of course, we're in the middle of an overdose crisis here in Niagara. And Positive Living is one of the key organizations that provides harm reduction supplies, and of course our consumption treatment service, which is our safe injection site here in the region. So we really want to put a spotlight on the fact that so many people are living with this stigma around HIV, and that we really want people to sort of realize that it is a virus, very similar to what we're going through in this current pandemic. And just to remind people that we are already inside an AIDS epidemic that's been going on for some time, and there's over 40 million people have died from HIV since its inception. And
Glenn,
with positive,
when
sorry.
when I think that it's 2020, I mean the AIDS crisis really hit around the 1980s, early 1980s. It just seems shocking that 40 years later there's still a stigma attached.
Well, absolutely. Positive Living Niagara is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, and we've got people that won't tell members of their family they have HIV, people who are being ostracized in community. And you really have to wonder in this day and age when we have HIV, really in many ways, it can be very much controlled. People do extremely well. We've got to a point that if your viral load is undetectable, which is kind of, there's so little of the virus in your blood, it's hard to detect, you actually can't pass HIV on. So, we really are in a new time and era here where it's very difficult to pass on the virus. People who have it are living very healthy lives due to major advances in medication. So there's no real reason to fear people and to have that stigma associated with it. So the more we can talk about it, the more hopefully people will go, yeah, that's right. We should be talking about this. And it is all right to do this.
Do you have numbers for the Niagara region? How many people have HIV or AIDS? How many people have passed away from AIDS?
In the region just this year alone, we've had 4 of our clients have passed away. And in the previous year, we had 8 pass away from who were infected with HIV. So we are seeing people still passing away from it. We aren't seeing people dying from full-blown AIDS because they are controlled with medications. So once we get someone on the medication, almost 90% of the people who are on medication stay on it, which is fantastic for us. And the agency itself supports about 120 people living here in the region with HIV, but there are many others that don't require our support and services. So it's something that we intend to be here, hopefully, until there is a cure for HIV here in Niagara.
A few moments ago, you mentioned PrEP. What is PrEP?
So PrEP is a pre-exposure prophylactic. So what it means basically is you take, if you're a high-risk person, so if you're engaged in sexual activity, unprotected, you can actually take PrEP, which is a medication that prevents and kills the virus before your exposure. So it's about taking this before you get exposed to this, to the virus. And if you somehow contract it, it actually kills it. So it's a great advance, and we've just been doing this in the last couple of years, where it's being prescribed to people who are in that high risk category of having, for the most part, frequent sexual activity, that type of thing, where it could be passed on to them.
International AIDS Day, is that what it's called on Tuesday, December 1st?
That's World AIDS Day. That's
World AIDS
right.
Day.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
how can people see the virtual vigil that you're planning?
Positive Living Facebook page. As well, we will be seeing Niagara Falls going red, and a couple of the bridges in our community being lit up in red as well to identify the day also. So yeah, we're very excited, and we have a number of things streaming on our Facebook page as well. So we invite people to come and check that out.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today, Glen.
My pleasure. Thanks very much.